Okay, so some context for this video. During this live stream, I literally just got my microphone an hour before, right? So I didn't know how to use it, and I sound very quiet in this video that you might notice. So I'm just pointing that out now. It's a pretty long video. I do turn up my voice volume when I'm talking, so don't worry about that. I fixed the microphone now, so we should be fine. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys, it's me, your favorite YouTuber. I always try to do something groundbreaking in each video. And for the last video, we kinda went too far. I'm sure you all know about the infamous Amityville house in Long Island. It's considered to be one of the top most haunted houses in America. Last week, I went there with my friends Chris and Chandler, and I would like to share the terrifying experience we had. One morning, I woke up and got a call from Chandler.
Is that Wow, Chandler looks really rough, guys. Chandler's looking real bad.
Hey man, I just got permission to spend the night at the Amityville house, though the bank said we would be entering there at our own risk. I got charged up with excitement. Even though the house is available for stay at the cost of $850,000, no
I don't know if that's a good deal or a bad deal.
Attention either, so we only arranged it for one night. I texted Chris to start packing, as tomorrow we'll be going there. I got up from bed and made some breakfast. The doorbell rang and a delivery guy brought the equipment that I would be needing to shoot there. I ordered some of the best quality
Why wasn't he eating Beast Burger?
walkies, night vision cameras, noise-canceling headphones, and a remote-controlled temperature detector. It's said by paranormal researchers that sudden drops in temperature signify that a spirit is nearby. I don't know exactly if it'll work, but there's no harm in checking it. So, finally, at around 9 p.m., Chandler and Chris came to pick me up, and we started our journey. It was a warm summer night. We were all extremely excited.
Okay. Look at Chris. He looks worse than he does in the Meat Canyons video.
Was a bit scared, was trying hard to suppress it by making jokes. I was driving the car while
And then we gave the ghost $500,000.
Chandler sat beside me, and Chris on my back. Suddenly, Chris said, "Never thought we'd get to spend a night at the Amityville house. I hope you're well aware of the history of this house, Chandler." I laughed and said, "Why don't you tell us in detail, Chris? It'll take half an hour or more to reach there. And anyway, I never got the complete story of why that house became so terrifying in the first..."
I don't know, guys. We gotta see. Chris from Mr. Beast is gonna tell us what's gonna happen.
First place. Sure. I did quite a bit of research on that house over the past few weeks, so here you go. In the early morning hours of November 13th, 1974, a man named Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed his mother, father, and 4 siblings while they slept in their suburban home at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York. DeFeo was convicted for their murders.
Well, I would assume if he was holding the gun.
Remained in prison today. Now, this brutal mass murder made the house infamous. It became available for stay again.
Oh, who cares? It's just a house. I'd buy a house if it was, you know, there was a murder in it. What's the difference? It's a house.
December 1975, the Lutz family moved in. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their children, but lasted just 28 days in the house. Now, they said terrifying paranormal activities took place during their stay, which they linked to the murders. There were sightings of demons, such as one night the kids saw a man standing at the end of the corridor and watching them. Then,
it's Squidward.
Moved on their own. Suppose they were having dinner, when suddenly a chair nearby slid on its own. They even saw slime pouring from the walls.
You sure this was in the house rented by Nickelodeon? It's a copy pasta. Oh. Well, I don't have 250,000K. Idiot.
There was also a fly infestation in the dead of winter. Mr. Lutz claimed to hear strange demonic voices, as if people were whispering.
Yeah, it's that stupid kid right there next to the dog.
What the dog doing?
in the walls. They were also attacked by unseen forces.
Ooh.
Now, after they left, the house remained vacant for a long time, but owners do come and go. None of them reported any supernatural sightings so far.
And they painted an uglier
The house
color.
is going to be auctioned soon to find its new buyer, so tonight we'll be on our own at that house. I won't lie, I got goosebumps after realizing that this is where we'll be spending the night tonight.
It's better than spending, like, you know, your whole life in it.
At around 1 a.m., we reached our destination. It was my idea to go there at that hour, and I still regret that. As I drove the car close to the house, I could tell everyone.
Okay, so this is definitely, of course, not a real Mr. Beast video, right? Number one, they would have, like, 50 more people there, right? They, including their camera crew, by the way. Just pointing that out, they have, like, 1 million people helping them with, like, a video at a time, right? So this is not accurate.
Quiet. After all, it was past midnight, and we were at the Amityville house. Here comes the Amityville house. You ready for some horror, guys? I said.
Yeah, baby.
Chandler didn't laugh, because I could already sense the nervousness in him. We parked the car near the house. Chandler had the key, so he led us. We took our equipment and followed him.
Accurate.
After unlocking
They
the
haven't
door,
given money
we
away
entered
already.
the house. The wide living room stood in front of us, followed by a huge wooden staircase right in the middle. The bedrooms are upstairs, Chandler said. Yeah, that's where the cops found the bloody bodies of the entire family.
Ooh. Yeah, this is still not very accurate. Where's the money? Where's all the money?
Said, and we started to arrange our cameras. You know what I found most disturbing about this entire murder? What? All of the 6 family members were found dead in that room, and all of them were sleeping, facing upside down on the bed. Don't you think that's a bit unusual? I laughed and said, well, the entire story's unusual. I mean, some people say there's been a second murderer involved in the case who never got caught. Can you imagine how terrifying that is?
That's incredible. I love it when murderers aren't caught. 10,000 people die on toilets every year. Well, that's actually, interesting. I should look that up later.
I mean, guys, what was that? We took out our flashlights and started to walk upstairs. The house had electricity, but we chose to keep the lights off for a spooky ambiance.
Ooh.
Our heavy steps were making the wooden stairs creak. We stopped in front of the first bedroom door. Chris said in a low voice, "This was the room of Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo. Their son, Ronald DeFeo, must have shot them from where they were standing now." His words gave me chills. Suddenly, I saw Chandler was nowhere. The hair on the back of my neck stood up like sharp needles. Where's Chandler? He was right behind us.
It turns out it was a pickle monster, and Chandler died from it because he hates pickles. Like 20 people die to a shark each year. People die more. Hang on. Infants and toddlers have fallen headfirst into the toilet bowls and drowned. Okay, well, how does that even happen? That makes 0 sense. Just saying, it makes 0 sense that people would die to a toilet. A toilet.
I don't know. I thought he was coming with you. Chris and I immediately started looking for him. Chandler? Chandler!
Uh-oh.
Where are you? We checked all the bedrooms upstairs, but he wasn't there. We came down rushing, and I was just about to take the last step when Chandler jumped from the darkness, scaring the hell out of us.
Oh, for a second he did that, the Among Us sussy face.
Thought that I would be the one who would be scared easily. Not funny, you d-
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is incredibly not accurate to a Mr. Beast video now. He swore!
5 YouTubers who've sworn.
I think Thorn get the viewers to sub by gunpoint? Yes, I can. JPEG of a gun on screen. You better subscribe now.
Chandler, if you're so brave, then prove it. Don't try to scare us like a kid, I said in an angry voice. But I did scare you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Chandler
I'm
started to
scared.
laugh again. Okay. You think you're brave enough? I challenge you. If you could spend 5 minutes inside any one of those bedrooms in the dark, I'll buy you anything you ask for. Fine. Which room do you want me to go in? Why not Ronald DeFeo's room? Chris added. Sure. Switch on your walkie-talkies. And if you guys try and prank me, then I'll be the winner by default. Remember that. None of us will prank you. Let's just see how brave you are. Chandler walked up
Still not very accurate. Mr. Beast is not that much of a turd, dude.
upstairs and we followed him. Here I go. See you guys after 5 minutes. He then went inside the bedroom and locked the door from inside. Chris and I stood in a distance and started our stopwatch for the countdown. It's dark in here, guys, but I can take this, Chandler said in
No
his
crap,
walkie-talkie. No talking. Just be quiet. A minute went by and nothing happened.
No, there's an ad
The
coming
house
up.
was getting really cold all of a sudden. I checked the time on my phone and it was 3:10 already. So far, we didn't see anything paranormal.
Okay.
Hence, Chris was getting impatient. We waited like that for 4 minutes straight. No one was talking. It was just pin-drop silence. Chris was shooting the incident on his camera. I think Chandler was right. This place is not at all haunted. But as soon as Chris said that, the doorknob started to go up and down horrifyingly. Chandler, stop doing your sick stunts. You aren't scaring us anymore.
Six stunts.
I can't even see the doorknob. It's so dark. You guys are doing this to scare me.
There's a ghost at the door.
The doorknob was moving like crazy. I don't know what happened inside, but I heard Chandler screaming at the top of his lungs. Chris and I bolted on the door. Chandler, open the door! But no sound came from inside. Chandler's walkie-talkie lost its connection as well. Without thinking much, we kicked hard on the door together, and it swung open.
And then we saw Chandler dead. Holes or anything. At least Carl was not killed. I'd rather it be Carl. You hear that, Carl? I'd rather it be you. Carl was in the Dream SMP. I'm aware. A lot of drama goes down there. As I'm told, I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. Shoot.
Chandler was lying on the floor unconscious. He was gagging in fear. Chris and I lifted his hands onto our shoulders, and we were about to leave the house just when we heard a huge gunshot right in the room. Someone fired from the darkness of the room, and a sudden flash of light took place. In that flash, we saw two bloody dead bodies lying on their stomach on the same bed where Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo were murdered. Oh my god! We have to get out of this house right now! Hurry, Chris!
But first, we gave the ghost $1 million.
Can't explain how we got out of that house carrying Chandler, but as soon as I got into the car, we locked the door and drove away. On the way home, Chris and I didn't say a single word, except when we reached home. Chris said, "I noticed the time when the doorknob started to move rapidly. It was at 3:15 a.m. So, what happened at 3:15 a.m.?
The murder.
I asked. George Lutz was said to wake up at 3:15 a.m. every morning, which was around the time Ronald DeFeo carried out his murders.